Picture a to-do list from 50,000 years ago. There isn't one. Not because ancient humans were more disciplined than you. Because the entire concept of the task I'm avoiding barely existed for them. And once you see why, you'll understand something uncomfortable about your own inbox. You've felt it. The report due Friday that you'll start tomorrow. The gym membership you keep meaning to use. The email sitting unanswered in your inbox for 6 days. Somewhere in your head, you assume this is just a modern character flaw. A failure of discipline that humans have always struggled with. It isn't. It's a mismatch. Your brain was built for a world that almost never asked it to do what it's asking of you right now. So, what did an ancient human's task list actually look like? Find water. Find food before dark. Repair the shelter before the storm. Every single item on that list shared one trait: immediacy. The consequence of not doing it showed up within hours, sometimes minutes. Thirst doesn't wait a week to matter. A predator doesn't send a follow-up reminder. There was no later version of hunger that felt abstract and distant. Hunger was now, and so was the task that solved it. This is the piece missing from most conversations about procrastination. It's not that ancient humans had more willpower. It's that their environment almost never generated the specific kind of task that triggers procrastination in you. A task with a distant, abstract consequence and no immediate feedback. Think about what makes a modern task easy to avoid. It's abstract, prepare for retirement, write the report, have the difficult conversation. It's distant, the payoff or the penalty is weeks, months, or years away. And it offers no immediate feedback. You can skip it today and feel nothing different by tonight. Stack those three qualities together and you've built the perfect procrastination trap. Now try to find an ancient equivalent. You mostly can't because almost nothing in a forager's day had all three qualities at once. Even the closest ancient equivalent, seasonal planning, like storing food for winter, wasn't abstract in the way a retirement account is abstract. Communities could see the trees losing their leaves. They could feel the air turning. The future consequence had a visible, physical countdown attached to it, embedded in the landscape itself. Nature did the reminding. You didn't need willpower to notice winter was coming. The world screamed it at you. Compare that to a 401k statement, a number on a screen representing a version of yourself that's 40 years away. Nothing about that number makes your body feel urgency. There's no falling leaf to make retirement feel real. This is where it gets interesting because it flips a common assumption. We tend to think ancient life required more toughness, more grit, more raw discipline than modern life. In some ways, sure, physically. But in this one specific way, modern life demands something ancient brains were never built to supply: sustained motivation toward a goal with no sensory anchor in the present. Farming later gave us a taste of this, planting seeds for a harvest months away. But even then, humans built rituals, festivals, and communal markers specifically to keep that distant goal emotionally present because they intuitively understood the human mind needed help bridging that gap. You don't get a festival to remind you to file your taxes. Now here's the part that should make you feel a little less broken. Your brain isn't failing some ancient standard of discipline. It's succeeding using exactly the machinery it evolved with on tasks that machinery was never calibrated for. The stress you feel avoiding an email isn't weakness. It's a survival-tuned brain trying to apply hunter-gatherer logic to a spreadsheet and finding no immediate signal to act on. No hunger. No cold. No falling leaves. Just a due date typed in a font sitting in a calendar app that your ancestors' nervous system has no evolved category for. Consider what a single day actually asked of a forager 30,000 years ago. Wake with the light. Assess immediate needs, water, food, safety. Act on whichever is most urgent because most urgent was usually obvious. Repeat until dark. There was no meeting to prep for next Tuesday. No performance review looming in 6 weeks. No unanswered message creating quiet, low-grade guilt in the back of the mind for days on end. The psychological weight we now carry around, the accumulated backlog of and done abstract things, simply didn't exist as a category of stress. Not because their lives were easier, because their tasks didn't come preloaded with delay. This also explains why procrastination feels so specifically modern in its texture. It's not that ancient humans never avoided unpleasant things. They certainly did. But avoidance of an immediate unpleasant task resolves itself quickly, one way or another. The moment forces a decision. Avoidance of an abstract, distant task can stretch out indefinitely because nothing in the environment forces the moment of reckoning. You can put off writing the essay for a month and feel almost nothing different from day to day. Your ancestors couldn't put off finding food for a month and feel nothing different. The environment simply wouldn't allow that gap to open in the first place, and this is the piece that lands closest to home. Every time you feel that dull guilt about an unanswered message or an unstarted project, you're not experiencing a personal defect. You're experiencing the cost of living in an environment engineered, accidentally, by modern civilization to be full of abstract, distant, feedback-free tasks. Using a brain built almost exclusively for the opposite kind of problem. Your ancestors weren't more disciplined than you. They were simply never asked this particular question by their world, which means the fix was never going to be try harder. Ancient. Life didn't run on willpower against distant abstractions, it ran on immediacy, on visible cues, on the environment doing the reminding for you. If there's a lesson hiding in 50,000 years of human behavior, it's this: don't fight your ancient brain with modern willpower. Give the distant task a visible, physical, immediate cue, something closer to a falling leaf than a due date, on a screen, and the oldest part of your mind might finally recognize it as something worth acting on now. Your ancestors never had to procrastinate, not because they were stronger, because their world never gave them the chance to.